The Springfield Museums are a unique organization comprised of 5 museums and the Dr. Seuss National Memorial Sculpture Garden. The museums and the sculpture garden are located on a really beautiful green in the heart of downtown Springfield. It's very unique to have an organization where all of the disciplines are represented: art, history, and science. The museums are also unusual because they're very early as a museum institution, founded in 1857, and the collections are truly encyclopedic, representing historical artifacts and documents to scientific specimens to priceless works of art. So we're really one of only very few institutions in the United States that are truly interdisciplinary.
The George Walter Vincent Smith Art Museum opened in 1896, and it was the collection of George Walter Vincent Smith, who lived in Springfield, and his wife Belle Townsley. And they were very curious about the world and collected a number of objects from Japan, China, the Middle East, and they were also great supporters of American paintings. So this collection is really a time capsule of the 19th century.
Well, the Wood Museum is a museum dedicated to the history of Springfield from the very beginning until the present day. But we stress the industrial history because that was really the great age of Springfield history. Springfield was a center in the 19th century, in the early 20th century during the Industrial Revolution. Springfield was a center of new ideas, new products, new inventions were coming out of the city. And so we've really dedicated the museum to showing the history, showing and illuminating the history of invention in the Industrial Revolution here in Springfield.
So the Steampunk exhibition is really a wonderful show for this museum because it brings together the elements of the steam-powered generation of which George Walter Vincent Smith was living with the contemporary time. And I think that it really goes to amplify George Walter Vincent Smith's curiosity about the world and how one culture could influence another. So I think that steampunk is just perfect for that type of philosophy because it brings together all of these things in a different way, sort of satisfies people's curiosity and really shows imagination as well.
What we're doing here in the History Museum with the Steampunk exhibit is we're tying it together with Springfield's history. Springfield was a city with a lot of innovative inventions taking place during this time period, during the same time of the Victorian era, during the time when steampunk tries to go back and look at that era. And so what we're going to do is we're going to fit together the inventions with the steampunk sculptures, the steampunk artworks. Some of the steampunk artists are developing pieces based on some of the inventions in the late 19th century and early 20th century. The ones I like the best are the ones connected to Indian motorcycle and the GB airplane. Like the piece behind me is a steampunk airplane based on the GB airplane made here in Springfield by the Granville brothers.
Steampunk is really something that's becoming a very relevant trend in art, in literature, in contemporary design, and in popular culture. So the more we thought about it, the more we liked the idea. And it was also appealing to us because the museums are so unusual, having the collections of art, history, and science, and using that as a platform for the steampunk exhibition, which is really, steampunk is a marriage of art, history, and science.